got two more comedians for you, and these are the heavy hitters. We have the feature and the headliner coming up. I brought these guys, or women. I brought these comedians. I have brought these comedians here because they are going to knock your socks off. So y'all ready for your featured comedian? Let's do it, y'all. Let's get some energy. Let's give a big round of applause for the amazing Christopher Anthony.
The bun, the beard, I look like a genie that's just been set free and is going on vacation. I get it. I suffer from horrible resting bitch face. I found out I have resting bitch face in a really weird way. Every time I stand by the entrance of a club or a bar, people show me their ID. I don't even meet the height or size requirement. I just look like I'm not waiting for anyone. That's fine, no big deal. I am growing out a beard. I'm growing out a beard not because I want to look older. I'm growing out a beard because I want to look dramatically younger the day after I shave it. Women, you can do this too. I've invested the last 3.5 months of my life to looking younger immediately in one day. Ladies, stop shaving everything for about 3.5 months, as long as you can ride it out until he starts to gather the last invisible longing secretly, and then shave everything. It'll be like, my God, this majestic beauty standing before me. What was I thinking? And then you break up with him, because that's fucking vain. All right. I actually thought I had asthma for like the last 12 years. I thought I had asthma because I had shortness of breath. I paid $1,400 to go to a doctor, only to find out I don't have asthma. I've just been sucking in my stomach for over a fucking decade. Like, let it loose, people. Let it ride. Let's see what you really look like. Much cheaper. Cool. That's good. Even though I do stand-up comedy, I'm not that good at communication. Like, for instance, what I was trying to tell my friends was, my grandma and I had a very close relationship, and she died. And over the last 10 years, I feel like no matter where I go, she's with me. That's what I meant to say. What I ended up saying to my friends was, I think my grandma watches me masturbate. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like it accomplished the same goal, but they didn't know the backstory. So that was a little weird. Again, I'm not that great at communication, just put it out there. So in this like new woke culture, right, it's like my friend Dan, true story, was like, you know what, I'm just gonna say it, guys, I like to fuck big girls. Woo, woo. Everybody loved it, Adele, Lizzo, they were all there, they loved all of it, right? And then I chimed in, well, actually, I like to fuck little girls. I meant to say petite. But my French is not so good, so now my friends judge me. Be careful, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Okay. Getting into a conversation with my ex, spoiler alert, ex. I thought it'd be great to have that conversation, the conversation about previous lovers. You don't want to have it, but you just want to get it out of the way. I thought the best thing that I could do was to initiate the conversation. So, we had eaten, we sat down, and I said, all right, baby, let's both talk about how many men we've slept with. I will go first. 0. God, I feel so much better after admitting to you I've never experimented. Anyway, what's your number? Okay, what, you're leaving? Let's, all right. So okay. That's it. Okay, see how that shit got super awkward? You're like, all right, not. Sometimes I don't speak so good and I don't hear so good. I was dating a girl, I'm from South Florida, moved here from South Florida 7 years ago, okay? South Florida is infamous for 2 things, guys who ride their alligators to work, and Disney, okay? So the girl I was dating said to me that she wanted to be treated like a Disney princess, okay? Very awkward request. I looked at her and said, I don't know what you think I'm capable of, but I don't love you enough to kill both of your parents. Your mom, maybe. She's a bit of a bitch, but your dad, super fucking cool. Anyway, turns out, her version of a Disney princess is just losing one of her shoes by the end of the night. Fun fact, she loses both. Alright, cool. And then there's all these like new phrases that I know nothing about. Like, arguing with my ex-girlfriend, and she accused me of gaslighting her. And I responded very quickly by telling her, that's like not even a real term, she needs to stop making stuff up. And then I looked it up. I had a lot of time on my hands because she left. Okay. So that puts me back in the dating scene, right? And dating is so weird right now. Like ghosting. Round of applause if you know what ghosting is. Okay. Yeah. There's two ways to learn about ghosting. One, you do it, or two, it's done to you. Okay? So I live in New Orleans. It's a haunted city. Any tourist knows that. But ghosting has become so common. Now when people ask me, do you believe in ghosts? My response is, no, I'm sure she's busy with work. She has a really emotion-needy dog. I'm sure she'll get back to me. I do want to come up with a show called Ghost Hunters. Ghost Hunters, right? We don't look for supernatural beings. We just go to local bars trying to find out why Stacy hasn't called John back in 4 days. We expose the ghost by using high-tech technology where we show that she read the fucking message and just still doesn't respond! What's with the 3 dots? Is this a seance? I feel like you were reaching for me and then you just stopped! Talk to me! Okay, that's good. That's good jokes. Another weird thing, right? It's like New Orleans is all about dead people and people slowly dying, mostly through alcohol. So fun fact, I don't drink, okay? When I tell people I don't drink, they always assume that there's a story. That me, or my mom, or my dad has some horrible drinking problem. I'm sorry to disappoint. This isn't a Lifetime movie I'm living. There's no story. I just don't like the taste of alcohol. Okay, that's it. I also don't eat mayonnaise. But that's because my dad beat the fuck out of me with a mayonnaise jar. All through my childhood. And my sisters, like, he didn't pick them, they just joined in. This is the thing we do, you know? But when I go out with my friends, they're never like, hey man, we might go to some places that serve mayonnaise. Is that cool with you? Is that gonna bring up any trauma? I might also have some mayonnaise, not like a lot of mayonnaise, but like a little bit. Is that weird? Alright. It's a fun joke about how nobody ever fucking assumes that because I don't eat mayonnaise, that it's because I was molested by anybody in my family who coated their hands with mayonnaise. Anyway, enough in a minute. This whole set is sponsored by Hellman's. Thank you. So, not drinking and being single makes it very difficult to go into the nightclub scene because I'm here to, okay, I'm talking to this girl, this actually happened. Comedians will say this all the time. I need you to know that this whole thing transpired. Okay, I'm talking to a girl, it's going well. I would say 5-6 minutes, which is great in the nightclub world, that she can even still fucking hear me, okay? It's going well. She looks interested, she's leaning in, I'm watching all the body language. She hasn't tasered me, she hasn't poured her drink on my face. Obviously she wants me, okay? Conversation's going well. And then she just out of nowhere asks, so what are you drinking? And I'm like, oh, ginger ale. She's like, ginger ale and what? And I'm like, oh, just ginger ale. Okay. You would have sworn, based on how upset she was at what wasn't in my drink, you would think I fucking put something in her drink, because immediately she went into you are a predator mode and like super defense, closed off. And this is what she said. So you don't drink. So you're like recovering and stuff? Because I dated an alcoholic and I have made promises to my friends and my family, to people who love me. And I can't put myself through that again. And I don't care how cute you are. I just can't do this. And she walks away. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, you thought I was cute? We can work with that. If you want me to drink, I'll drink. I don't. This is entrapment. I'm fucked either way. Okay? It's great. I'm really bad at meth. And spelling. Two worst subjects for sure. Meth and spelling. It's probably why I'm like, I don't even have like a Dare graduate shirt or anything. It's a true story. Growing up, I had a Dare t-shirt, but it was so fucking faded from the Goodwill my mom bought it from. I didn't have the 4 words underneath. So I grew up thinking that Dare stood for drugs are really expensive. And in a single parent family, that was reason enough never to get involved. The conversation my mom had with me about drugs was this. A lot of the kids you go to, what you see in school, they do drugs. Those are rich kids. Their parents can afford drugs. If you see kids doing drugs, they probably have money. Make them your friends. That's the conversation that we had about drugs. You want to hear how great my mom was at like teaching me stuff? Here's a conversation we had about racism. She's doing laundry. She's like, look, sometimes the world is like laundry. She's like, these are the whites, these are the coloreds. They just sort of do it like that so things don't get fucked up. I don't know. And that was it. She's like, fold your clothes. That's another conversation that actually happened. I'm not racist, maybe my mother is. All right. Easter just happened, and on Easter I found myself asking a very weird question. Is the Easter bunny a man or a woman? Is the Easter bunny a man or a woman? And I'm like, that's so fucking stupid to wonder, right? Because like, it's not even real. Gender, am I right? It's a patriarchal construct. Doesn't matter what it is as long as it has eggs, which probably makes it a woman, but who knows? I don't know, it varies things. My friends were going to have a gender reveal party, but they decided to wait until the kid turns 18. You know, they live in Portland, it's just safer that way. Now, fun fact, there was a news article, this woman who says that she is like gender fluid or non-binary. Do you guys also check your emails periodically and get bombarded with this bullshit? So they're like, oh, you have a gender reveal party. Oh, it's a girl. But like, why wouldn't you ask the baby? So she did. It turns out 2 things. One, growing up in that fucked up family, the baby actually does identify with its gender, says it's a female, also said it's pro-choice. Get me the fuck out of here. Okay, cool. That's a joke about how babies don't have political agendas. Yeah. Okay. That's good. All right, we'll just get rid of that one. That's fine. My friend has a 5-year-old son, and she tries to keep him away from the news, but anywhere you go, there's TVs everywhere. You're going to hear about all this stuff. So the subject of identity came up. And so she went ahead, sat down with him, and she's like, let's talk about this. Sometimes people identify as something different or the same. So after that conversation, it turns out she now has to find a school that has specific bathrooms for dragons. Crazy. I mean, he doesn't breathe fire or fly, but who am I to say that kid's not a dragon? I'm no wizard, you know? Okay, that's a fun little thing right there. We're gonna go ahead and finish with this. Look, I am all for gender neutral bathrooms. Let's get rid of the signs. I'm all for gender neutral bathrooms. Because I think straight couples should be able to do what gay couples have been doing for years. Saving money on hotel. This is also sponsored by Priceline. Thank you. You guys have been great. Have a great night.
Christopher Anthony, everyone, big round of applause. I have never, in fact, seen him wear a Dare shirt, but I've got a few in my closet.